Scrooge is snoring loudly when he suddenly wakes up to find it's nearly 1 a.m. again. He draws his bed curtains and waits, prepared for whatever form the second ghost might choose to take. Yet 1 a.m. comes and goes with no ghost. There is, however, a reddish light, and he realizes after a while that it might be coming from the next room. It's his room, but it's full of holly, ivy and mistletoe, a huge fire and a gigantic pile of food. On his couch he sees a jolly giant, who beckons him in and introduces himself as the ghost of Christmas Present. Scrooge says he is ready to learn, and off they go. He touches the ghost's robe and they are suddenly in the streets of London. The weather is horrible, but everyone is in a good mood. They see all the shops brightly decorated and full of fantastic food. Then the church bells ring. The poor bring their dinners to the bakers to be cooked, and the ghost sprinkles good cheer on everyone. He tells Scrooge he gives more to the poor because they need it more. Scrooge asks why the spirit closes the poor's workplaces, stopping them from earning money, and the spirit tells him off for thinking like that. They visit Bob Cratchit, Scrooge's clerk, and see his family preparing for Christmas dinner. His daughter Martha has the day off, and she hides to surprise Bob when he returns. Bob comes in with their very ill son, Tiny Tim, with whom he's been singing carols at the church. The goose is collected from the bakers, and the whole family take on their jobs with excitement. Scrooge can't believe how they react to the goose and the pudding. He also notices how ill Tiny Tim is, and asks about his future. He is upset when the spirit says Tim will die, and then the spirit reminds him of his comments earlier that the poor should die and not be a burden on society. The Cratchits then talk about Scrooge. Bob wants to toast him, but Mrs. Cratchit isn't happy about it because she knows he isn't helping them as Bob's employer. Their evening ends with jokes, singing and happiness. The ghost takes Scrooge back out onto the street, and they see happy people visiting friends and family. Then to a bleak moor where a family is singing together. Then to sea, where a storm batters a lighthouse, but the men inside are sharing a Christmas drink. Then further to sea. Then suddenly they are in Fred's house. Fred, his wife and his friends are laughing as he tells them of Scrooge's reply to his invitation to dinner. While Fred can't understand Scrooge, he has no hard feelings towards him. Fred knows he'll never benefit from Scrooge's wealth, but he feels sorry for Scrooge. He will continue to invite Scrooge every year, even if it only puts him in the mood to be nicer to his clerk. Scrooge watches as Fred and his friends sing and play music and then play games. He has so much fun that he tries to join in. He is so touched by Fred that he doesn't even mind when he is featured in a game where he is compared to animals. Scrooge continues his tour with the spirit and sees people happy in every situation purely because of Christmas. Then he notices the spirit seems older and that he will die that night. The spirit reveals two children, Ignorance and Want, who are compared to monsters. The spirit says to beware of them, especially Ignorance, because he brings doom. The bell strikes midnight and the spirit disappears. Scrooge remembers the third is due to appear and sees a hooded phantom coming towards him like a mist across the ground.